Hello, good day. I'm Lori Viriglia po from Tanawan Cluster, majoring mathematics. And for today's video, our presentation, we're gonna discuss about a normal distribution. This video is part of our finals, the finals in one of our subject. And shall we start? And by the way po, thank you to our teacher here in this subject, Miss Teacher Gina Linola. Thank you for the contributions po sa aming mga learnings po na magagamit po namin in the near future po. Thank you so much po, and thank you for all the sa pagtsatsaga po sa amin na kami po ay maturuan or mabigyan ng mga modules. Laking tulong po nito para po sa aming pag-aaral. Okay po. And normal distribution. Some variables can take a continuous range of variables. For example, variables such as the height of 2-year-old children in the U.S. population or the lifetime of an electronic component. For a continuous random variable x, the analog of a histogram is a continuous curve or the probability density function, and it is our primary tool in finding probabilities related to the variable. As with the histogram for a random variable with a finite number of values, the total area under the curve is equals to 1. When we say random variables, it can be either a discrete variables can assume all values between two given values are of a variables. Many continuous variables have distributions that are bell-shaped and are called approximately normally distributed variables. Normal distributions are important in statistics and are often used in natural and social sciences to represent real-valued random variables whose distributions are not known. Their importance is partly due to the central limit theorem. It states, under the some conditions, the average of many samples or observations of a random variable with finite mean and variance is itself a random variable whose distribution converges to a normal distribution as a number of samples increases. And probabilities correspond to areas under the curve and are calculated over intervals rather than for specific values of a random variable. Although many types of probability density functions commonly occur, we will restrict our attention to random variables with normal distributions, and the probabilities will correspond to areas under a normal curve or a normal density functions. All normal distributions, like the standard normal distributions, are unimodal and symmetrically distributed with a bell-shaped curve. However, a normal distribution can take on any values as its mean and standard deviation. In the standard normal distribution, the mean and the standard deviations are always fixed. Every normal distribution is a version of a standard normal distribution that's been stretched or squeezed or moved horizontally from right to left. The mean determines where the curve is centered. When we say the mean, halimbawa ang lawak niya halimbawa 1 cm, ganon. Tapos, yung pinakagitna niya, di ba po, 0.5, yun yung tinatawag po na mean, gitna, average. Yun yung where the curve is centered. Increasing the mean moves the curve from right, while decreasing, it moves the curve left. The standard deviation stretches or squeezes the curve. All small standard deviation results in a narrow curve, while a large deviation, standard deviations, leads to a wide curve. The shape of a normal curve depends on two parameters, the median and the standard deviation, which correspond respectively to the mean and the standard deviation of the population for the associated random variable. This symbol is what we call the mean, yung parang U, and the standard deviations is this looks like a O or zero with a tail. The graph below shows a selection of normal curves for various values of a median and standard deviation. The curve is always bell-shaped. Yan, palit-ulit po natin sinasabi na ang itsura pa ng curve ay always bell-shaped. Ito. Parang yun na baligtad at yung pinakatuktok niya hanggang sa bottom ay yung kanyang tinatawag po natin na mean. And always centered at the mean. Yun. Larger values of a curve give a curve that is more spread out. The area beneath the curve is always 1. This one, when we say the properties of a more normal distributions, like what we said kanina, the normal distribution is the curve is well-shaped. The mean, median, and the mode are equal, located at the center of distribution. The normal distribution curve is unimodal. When we say po unimodal, when we talk about the unimodal mean, we're generally discussing the mean or the average of a unimodal distribution. Unimodal distribution, this is a distribution with one clear peak. Commonly, examples include the normal distributions or the bell curve, or many other symmetric distributions. Mean of a unimodal distribution. The mean of a unimodal distribution can be particularly useful because in a perfectly symmetrical unimodal distribution like a normal distribution, the mean, median, and mode are all coincide. The mean, ano po tinatawag nating mean? Ito po yung mga calculated na sum of all the data values divided by the number of the values. When we say mean, it is all data calculated as the sum of all data values divided by the number of values. Sinabi na po natin mean, yun po yung halimbawa. For example, with our score in every subject, meron tong 82, 83, 80, 75, 90. Yung limang pong yun, ito-total nyo po siya and divided by kung ilan pong beses po tayo, kung ilan pong values na meron tayo. For example, ang total po natin ay 560. Then, we are going to divide it with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 subjects. And the sum, ayun po tinatawag natin na mean.
Okay, we have here the 87, 85, 89, 87, 85, 87, 88, 92, and 90. So, pag-compute po ng mean, ito din po ang tinatawag natin pong average. Ang formula po na gagamitin natin ay mean is equal to sum of terms over the number of terms or ang tinatawag po natin na n, ang symbol. Okay? So, ilagay lang po natin 87 plus 85 plus 89 plus 87 plus 85 plus 87 plus 88 plus 92 and plus 90 over the number of terms, which is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. Again. Okay, the total 87, 85, 87, 88, 892, and the 90, which is 790 over 9, and that 87.78, which is the mean.
And for the median, the middle value when the data is ordered. For example, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 5. I-arrange po natin siya from least to smallest to largest. Halimbawa, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And yung gitna po niya, yung number, itong 3, ito po yung tinatawag natin na median. Okay po? And the mode, ito po yung most frequently occurring value, yung mga inuulit na values. For example, 3, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 6, 6. So, magiging mode po niya ay yung pinakamataas na naulit na value, which is 6. Sana po may natutunan.
Okay, pag sinabi naman po median, paano po ang formula dito sa median? We have 1/2 times the number of terms plus 1 equals, ito po yung gitna, equals gitna. Okay? And then, 1/2 times, again, the number of terms is 9 plus 1 equals 1/2 of 9 plus 1 equals 10. 1/2 of 10 is equal to 5. Okay? Ito po yung tinatawag na fifth position kung saan matatagpuan yung ating median. Fifth position ang median. Depende po ito sa depende po ito sa number of terms. Okay? Okay? So, arrange na po natin. Arrange. From the terms from lowest to highest. Tulad nga po ng sabi ko, dapat po ay in order. Okay? We have here 85, 87, 88, 89. What's next? 90 and 92. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Kukulang. 90 pala to, 90. 85, 87, 87. Okay. Tatlo pong 87. Tatlong 87. 1, 2, 3. Tatlo nga. Okay? So, bilang po tayo, ang sabi dito ay pang fifth position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, this one ang ating fifth position, which is our median. Or yung gitna. Gitna or median. Gets pa? Or how about mode? Your mode. Mode. Mode ay, ito po yung mga number na pinakamadaming beses po na ulit. Again, madaming number na madaming beses na naulit sa isang series po, sa isang series. Bilangin po natin yung pinakamadaming number na naulit. We have here 87, 1, 2, 3. So 387, isang 85, isang 89, dalawang 85 rather, isang 89, isang 88, isang 92, at isang 90. So, ang pinakamadami po dito, kitang-kita, ito ay 87, tatlo. Yan. So, ang mode po ay 87. Gets po? Mode is 87.
For unimodal distributions that are not perfectly symmetric, the mean will still be a useful measure of a central density, but it might not exactly coincide with the mode. Okay, balik po tayo dito. The curve is symmetrically about the mean. The curve is continuous. The curve never touches the x-axis. Also, hindi po natin nilalapat yung curve hindi dapat siya lumapat dun sa ating arrow, sa ating x-axis. The x-axis po natin ay yung horizontal line sa bottom po ng ating curve. So, dapat po hindi siya mag-touch yung ating ginawang curve. The total area under the normal distribution curve is equal to 1 or 100%. The area under the curve to the right of the mean is 0.5, and the area under the curve to the left is of the mean is 0.5. So, di ba po, ang equal po ng isang curve ay 1 or 100%. So, dapat hinatish natin siya, yung kalahati niya is equal to 0.5. And the other half is 0.5 din, para makabuo po tayo ng 1. From mean to left is equal to 0.5, and from mean to right is equal to 0.5. Left to right is equal to 1. The curve is completely determined by the mean and the standard deviation. For the same mean, a smaller value of a standard deviation gives a taller and narrower curve, whereas a larger value of standard deviation gives a flatter curve. The empirical rule, 60%, 95%, and 99.7% for mound-shaped data applies to a variables with normal distributions. For example, approximately 95% of the measurements will fall within a two standard deviations of the mean within the interval. The mean minus the two standard deviation, or the mean plus 2 standard deviation. If a random variable x associated to an experiment has a normal probability distribution, the probability that the value of x derived from a single trial of the experiment is between two given values, the times 2 and the times 1. Is the area under the associated normal curve between times 1 and times 2. So, look at the picture. This is how I demonstrate the last two properties. This one, the random variable x, and the other one is the empirical rule. The normal distribution, also known as a Gaussian, is a continuous probability distribution. Most data is close to a central values with no basis from left to right. Many observations in nature, such as the height of a people or blood pressure, follow this distribution. In a normal distribution, the mean value is always also the median, and the value of the highest frequency occurrence. As distribution is symmetric about the center, 50% of the values are lower than the mean, and 50% of the values are higher than the mean. Another parameter characterizing the normal distribution is the normal deviation. Describes how widespread the numbers are. Generally, 68% of values should be within one standard deviation from the mean, 95% within the two standard deviation, and 99.7% within three standard deviations. The number of standard deviations from the mean is called the z-score. It may be the case that you know that variance, but not the standard deviations of your distributions. However, it's easy to work out the latter by simply taking the square root of your variance. The shape of a normal curve depends on the two parameters. Okay? This is what we discussed kanina. The area beneath the curve is always 1. And ito nga po, makikita nyo sa curve na hindi siya lumapat sa ating x-axis. And the curve is continuous. The standard normal curve is the normal curve with mean. We will see later how probabilities for any normal curve can be recast as probabilities for the standard normal curve. For the standard normal, probabilities are computed either by means of computer or calculator or by a table. The standard normal distribution is also called the z-distributions. This is special normal distributions where the mean is 0 and the standard deviation is 1. Every normal distribution is version of the standard normal distribution that's mean, stretch, or squeeze. Okay, the normal distribution is defined as the probability density function for a continuous random variable in a system. Let us say f of x is the probability density function and the x is the random variable. Hence, it defines a function which is integrated between the range or interval x to x or plus dx, giving the probability of random variable x by considering the values between x and the x plus dx. Okay, this is the normal distribution formula. The probability density function of normal or Gaussian distribution is given by this one, f of x, the median and the standard deviation is equal to 1 over standard deviation is square root of 2 pi exponent of x1. Look at the picture. And where x is the variable, u is the mean, this one is the symbol, and this symbol is also called the standard deviation. Let's have a example. Calculate the probability density function of a normal distribution using the following data. X is equal to 3, the median is 4, and the standard deviation is 2. So, first we are going to write the given variable. The x equals 3, the mean is 4, and the standard deviation is 2. By the formula, the density normal distribution, this one, we're gonna we're gonna translate or put the variable. Okay, f of 3, x daw natin ay 3, 4 median, and the standard deviation is equal to this 1 over 2. So you can see in the picture. The answer is 1.106. Okay. Normal distribution and standard deviation. Generally, the normal distribution has any positive standard deviation. We know that the mean helps to determine the line of symmetry of a graph. Whereas the standard deviation helps to know how far the data are spread out. If the standard deviation is smaller, the data are somewhat close to each other and the graph becomes narrower. If the standard deviation is larger, of course, the data are dispersed more. The graph becomes wider. And the standard deviation are used to subdivide the area under the normal curve. Each subdivided section defines the percentage of data which falls into the specific region of graph. Using one standard deviation, the empirical rule states that, number 1, approximately 68% of the data falls within one standard deviation of the mean. The next, approximately 95% of the data falls within two standard deviations of the mean. And for the last, approximately 99.7% of the data will fall within 3 standard deviations of a mean. The empirical rule, or the 68.9% rule, tells us where most of the error values lie into a normal distribution. Around 68% of values are within one standard deviations from the mean. Ito, yung kanina din, at discuss natin. Around 99.7% are within 3 standard deviations. The formula naman po for standard normal distributions is Z is equal to X minus median over the standard deviation value minus mean over the standard deviation, where the Z is the standard normal distribution, X is for the value, and this one, the symbol is like mean for the original distribution and the standard deviation of the original distribution. Okay, for example, a particular mean is given and the data randomly stands at 60.2 and the standard deviations at 15.95. Find out the probability of getting a value higher than 75.8. First, we should know the given value over the variable, so we can easily determine and easy to solve the problem. And using the formula given below, the x equals to x minus the median over the standard deviation. The standard deviation is 75 minus 8 minus 5.8, or 75.8 minus 60.5, the median, over the 15.95, which is the standard deviation. Then, 75.8 minus 67.2 is equal to 15.6, divided by the standard deviation, which is 15.95, and the answer is 0.98. Okay? The probability of the random value, which is more than 75.8, is equal to 0.2. Example number 2, the average marks scored by the candidates in the English test for a particular class is 95, and the standard deviation is 10. Find the probability of a random score falling between 55 and 85. So, dalawa pang gagawin natin dito for the value of x and for the value of x na 55 and for the value of x na 85. Standard normal distribution is calculated using the formula again. Standard norm 55, which is the value minus the median 95 over the standard deviation, which is 10. 55 minus 95 is equal to 40, negative 40 divided by 10, and the answer is negative 4. For the value of x naman na 85, using the formula, 85 minus 95 divided by 10. 85 minus 95 divided by 10 equals the standard normal distribution, or the Z. Okay, 85 minus 95 equals negative 10 over the standard deviation na 10. Okay, negative 10 divided by 10 is equal to negative 1. Okay, finding the areas using a standard normal curve. First, determine the area under the standard normal curve between 0 and 47.47. Ito po ay yung, this problem is from a activity in module 1. Yes po, module 1, under this subject. 0 and find the standard normal curve daw po between the 0 and the 0.47. First, we go down the left-hand column, this one. Left-hand, this one. Labeled as Z to 0.4. Hanapin po natin doon sa 0.4. Here, nag-download po ako ng Z table from a Google. And then nag-print po ako para mas madali. Hanapin po natin yung 0.4. dun sa ating left. Then go across the row until the column 0.7. Kasi po hinahanap po natin ay 0.47. So, meron na tayong 0.4 plus 0.07 para pa tayo magkaroon ng 0.47. Punta tayo dun sa from 0.4 going right. Punta tayo dun sa tapat ng 0.07 which is 0.1808 is the area under the normal curve between 0 and 0.47. As per the table, the given z-score is equal to 0.47. The area under the curve between this is, again, 0.1808. Again po, punta kayo dun sa, the given is 0.47. Hanapin si 0.4 sa z's. And then, go to the right, rather than punta po kayo sa 0.07 sa katapat niya, kung saan siya nag-intersect, ayun na magiging area ng under the normal curve ng 0 and 0.47, which is 0.1828. Okay po. Magtatanong po kung saan po kayo nakapo yung table. From Google lang din po. Madami po doon na pwede po natin maging reference para po sa mas maintindihan po natin yung pagkuha ng area. Again po, okay. Next example. This one, between 0 and 0.99. The area is, we need to find the area. First, we're going to go to 0.9. And then, go to the right, hanapin natin because it is 99, add 0.9 plus 0.09 is equal to 0.99. Okay, 0.99 kung saan po nag-intersect yung dalawa, ayun po ang ating makukuhang area. And this one is 0.3389. So, again, 0.9, go to the right, punta tayo kay 0.09, and doon siya dagdag po. 0.3389. Gets po. Hoping. Next, between 0 and 0.12. First, go to 0.1, then add 0.02. 0.1 plus 0.02 is equal to 0.12. Again, 0.1 plus 0.02 equals to 0.12. Kung saan pa nag-intersect yung dalawa, yun po yung magiging area niya, which is 0.0478. This, when given the I 0.0 and 0.12, by referring to the table of normal distribution from column 0.1 and row 0.02 gives us the area of 0.0478 or 4. Kaya natin sa percent ay magiging 4.78. From here, move to decimal places to the right para po tayo magkaroon ng percent from the given decimal place 1 to 4.78. Hindi na po natin sasali yung points sa bago po mag-4. Okay po? Okay. Okay, this one. How about this? Determine the area under the standard normal curve between negative. Negative po siya. Negative 1.53 and 0. Apply the next step. Apply the fact that the standard normal curve is symmetric at about 0. First, find the area between 0.0 and 1.53. Go down. Okay. 1.53 daw. Punta tayo sa 1.5. 1.5 natin sinali si 1.5. Okay. 1.5. Ano pang kulang para sa 1.53? 1.03 o 0. 1.5 plus 0.03 equals to 1.53. 1.5, punta tayo 1.5.03. Ayun, doon siya nag-4 siya. 0.4370. Ayun. The number is 0.4370. So, pag sinabi kong symmetry, kung ano meron doon sa kabila, pagpunta doon sa kabila, same pa din. The area between negative 1.53 and 0 is also a 0.4370. Kung ano meron dito, ay as you can see in the picture, meron dito, pagpunta sa kabila, symmetry, ay same. As long as same sila no value na hinahanap ko. Although z values can be negative, area must be positive. The next example illustrates how to find the area under the normal curve to the right of positive z values. The property of the standard normal curve is that its area is equal to 1. Since the curve is symmetric about 0, it follows that the area is under the standard normal curve to the right of z is equal to 0 is 0.5. Example, find the area under the normal curve to the right of z is 0.71. The solution, because of the total area to the right of z is equal to 0.5, the area to the right is 0.71 must be 0.5 minus point. Again, ano po ang area po ng to the right of 71? 71, hanapin natin si 71. 0.7. 0.7 plus 0.01 equals 0.71. 0.7, 0.01, 0.26. Ang result po niya ay 0.2611. So, nasa half po siya. Ang hinahanap ay to the right. To the right, naselect siya. Ito. To the right. So, magiging 0.5 minus 2611. Again, so po kinuhan 0.2611 sa area po ng 0.71. Paano po kinuha sa 0.71? Punta po sa first column po ng z table, yung 0.7. Then, to the right, kung anong 0.71, 0.7, ito na 0.7, plus 0.0101 is equal to 0.71. So, punta kayo kay point across. Diretso lang po. From 0.7 to 0.01 sa column. Pag sa ito nag-intersect, ay doon po yung magiging makukuha natin area. Yung area na yun, i-minus po natin kay 0.5 para po makuha natin yung area na to the right of C is equal to 0.071. Gets po. Find the area under normal curve to the left of Z, 2.12. By symmetry, find po natin muna yung 2.12. 2.12. Punta kay 2.1. 2.1. Then, anong next? 2.1. So, 2.12 siya. May kulang tayong 2.1. 43, 48, 30. 0.02. 2.1, 0.02. 2.1 plus 0.02 is equal to 2.12. And the area is 0.4030. Since the area under the normal curve to the left of C is equal to 0.5, then the area to the left must be 0.5 minus 0.4830. And that is equal to 0.0170 rather. Again, the area under the normal curve to the left of Z is 2.12. Ano gagawin natin? Ay hanapin natin yung area na 2.12. Punta kay 2.1. Then, add 0.02 to the left. Kung sa area nag-intersect, yun na magiging area ng curve ng 2.1. And because the area under the normal curve to the left is equal to 0 is 0.5, yung 0.5 minus po natin si 0.4830. And that is equal to 0.0170. Hope you understand. Okay, finding the z values. Okay? Finding the z-values. Continuous and discrete distribution is essential in statistics and probability theory, and it's used very often. Binomial distribution is applied in randomly use in social media and natural science for representing real-valued random variables. Z represents standardized random variables along with all the profanities which are associated with the ranges of values of Z, which are given in the distribution table. As per the formula, any random variable is standardized. Deducting the mean of the distribution from the value of being standardized, and then dividing the difference from the standard deviation of the distribution. After that, a normally distributed random variable has a mean of 0 and the standard deviation of 1. For example, find the z-value for which the area. Find the z-value for which the area under the standard normal curve to the right of that value is 0.029. So, given na po yung area, hanapin natin yung z-values niya. The area under the standard normal curve to the right of z is 0 equals to 0.5. Therefore, the area between z equals 0 and the required z value must be 0.5, 0.0349 is equal to 0.4671. Using the table, z table again. Z table. Dalawa na lang po yung z table. First, hanapin po natin yung 0.0349. Yung 029, 029, 02. 02, 0. So, 0 plus 0.349. Using the z table, search the value of the area. It's 0.4671. 0.46. No, the wrong value is 1.84. 1.844671. Hanapin natin po sa table yung 0.4671 at maglalais po siya sa z value po na 1.84. 1.84. Yan, 0.4671. Doon makikita si 0.4671 sa 1.84. Go to 1.8 sa z values. 1.8. Then, anong i-add natin para makabuo po tayo ng 1.84? That is 0.04. 1.84 plus 0.04 is equal to 1.84. Again, 1.8. Then, go to again, 1.8, then go to 0.04 para po sa 1.84, which is 0.4671. Next exercise. Thank you po. Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoy watching, and may natutunan po tayo. Thank you po. Bye.